in a way, different realities in life.
Ikaw, grade 5.
They can be a good instrument in building community. And then these children will grow up, and then they can have a better life, and they can serve back their own community.
I don't expect that I'm going to teach here because since I was elementary, but I love teaching since elementary, high school. That's why in college I finished my degree in Bachelor of Elementary Education. Then I applied here in Silsila, and fortunately I got a job. And every Friday we have this book, which is Silsila gave it to us, Tulay Bata Dialogue for Peace, wherein we are teaching pupils, our children, how to promote peace and dialogue among themselves, and also people here in community.
Some people probably continue to say why you are spending so much time, energy with the Muslim. I think people start to reflect. It is worth it to build these bridges. I believe in this stage of history where there is more radicalism, we have to move on, no matter how. And I believe Christian and Muslim who have been observing Silsila in these 30 years, they can say it is worth it to be together, to build together a common house in spite of form of radicalism that still are clear, even here in our part, not only in other countries.
In September 2013, violence would once again shake Silsila and Zamboanga city. An armed conflict erupted after about 500 armed assailants from the Moro National Liberation Front, the MNLF, held some 200 civilians hostage after declaring independence from the Philippines. The MNLF was displeased and angered by the ongoing peace process in Mindanao, which had excluded them from the negotiations. The Philippine army engaged the rebels after a ceasefire deal failed. The fighting displaced over 100,000 residents and destroyed entire neighborhoods. Silsila's Padayon Center, which was located in the war zone, was heavily damaged.
For more than 2 weeks, always we see the fire in that area, and the people in this side see their houses have been burned. My experience of more than 35 years in the Philippines has been the most painful experience. We do our best to really give our witnessing presence and everything we can do. During that time, for instance, our youth have been volunteers to help all the evacuees. Assalamualaikum.
Being wounded is a negative experience, but it's also an opportunity for us to search for healing. All the more there is a need for dialogue when we pass through a certain pains and difficulties in life. But dialogue per se for us is a spirituality. It is a life that is moving us because we believe this dialogue comes from God Himself. God takes always the initiative to be in dialogue. This means that even if we are wounded, God is there always, constantly. Nothing has changed for Him. He is there always to help us to regain back wholeness.
A certain movement of certain groups who want to project that this is a war between the Christians and the Muslims. So we did a lot of work to go on television, press conference, meeting with the media, and giving message of peace, of unity and dialogue. And they understood the idea that this is not a religious war, no? am peaceful. I'm happy of this experience. I know that it's the Lord who is moving. I'm just an instrument to do what I feel is the will of God. At the end, it's not my mission. If it's the will of God will be developed, and at the end, I'm peaceful. I do my best, but at the end, I say, Lord, you do the rest.
Wemfumu Yesu Kristu, wewayendele palibemba, isawende mubumi bwesu, isawende mumafya Yesu yonse, palabana bobi abawemfumu, pakuti shetani alese bana.
Watch the Dewfall on Lumen TV, a program designed to nourish your body, spirit and soul. Every Wednesday at 12:15 hours and Thursday at 21 hours.
In a prayer meeting, what is it that most people look for?
The bottom line is when we meet in a prayer meeting, we want to have fellowship with God the Father.
Yeah.
He meets me and touches me at my point of need.
Okay.
Being God who knows me. As Jesus says, your Father knows what you need even before you ask for. But sometimes we have these issues. I go to a prayer meeting just that God would heal me. Yes, He does heal. But if that is the only reason, like I'm going to shop there after I forget, no.
Most people, I know they would come because maybe they are desperate, they have no employment, they have not married, and they feel when they come to the CCR, those problems will be sorted out.
When a child in the home has a need, where does the child go to?
To the father and
To
mother.
the father, to the mother.
Yes.
God is our Father. And James tells us very plainly, has any one of you got problem? Pray.
Pray.
Because if someone is sick, the Bible again is very clear. It becomes very difficult to pray when you are bedridden.
Even to save God.
Even to save God. So these blessings that come from the Lord, the employment, the marriage, they are all intended to help us to save God even better.
Yes.
So if you have a sister who has passed what we normally associate as marriageable age, and she still wants to get married, to who else can she take that problem? To God.
Okay.
There's also value, a very big value to attend Mass.
Okay.
And if possible, attend every day.
Yes.
See, the prayer meeting does not take over the requirement for Mass, no.
Watch the Dewfall on Lumen TV on Wednesday at 12:15 hours and Thursday at 21 hours.
Mulena, Saint John Bosco, our loving Father, now we lift to thee our voices as we gather around thine altar. Far and wide the world rejoices. O Don Bosco, we're thy dearest, whose protection are imploring. For in heaven thou remainest, an apostle midst the adoring. Don Bosco, thy children on many a shore shall love and revere thee till time be no more. Don Bosco, thy children on many a shore shall love and revere thee till time be no more. Saint John Bosco, our loving Father, now we lift to thee our voices as we gather around thine altar. Far and wide the world rejoices. O Don Bosco, we're thy dearest, whose protection are imploring. For in heaven thou remainest, an apostle midst the adoring. Don Bosco,